President Muhammadu Buhari today says true federalism is necessary for Nigeria at this point of our political and democratic journey. Is there a consideration for restructuring on the mind of the president? And tonight, we will take you to Kogi State. A lot of controversy. A rage in Kogi State ahead of the November 2019 governorship election as opposition voices in the state question the governor's contracts and expenditures. And thanks for joining in, everyone. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Kimbale, Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos. So much to talk about, but let's tell you more about our countdown to the inauguration of May the 29th. Channels Television will give you all the juicy details of the coverage for you across all the states where new governors are going to be inaugurated, and perhaps those who got a re-election are also going to get a second term in office. The president, Muhammadu Buhari, also one of those who got re-election into office May 29, and we're counting down. It is 19 days from today to that day, and we're keeping tabs on some of the activities towards that day. But then, let's tell you about some of the stories that we are following for you. Let's begin tonight with perhaps a statement which may tickle opposition voices and critics of the President Muhammadu Buhari on the issue of restructuring. That has been a major debate across the land for so many years. It will also bother the critical mind of the state, on the state of the nation, and the reasons why the political leadership of the country has not deemed it necessary to take a major and drastic measure in resolving what has been described as a structural imbalance in our national life. So today, President Buhari says it is now necessary for the nation to seek true federalism. He was speaking at an event organized to honor the president by the APC Governors Forum. Take a listen to the president.
We remain committed to improving the welfare of the Nigerian people. Your Excellencies, it will be belaboring the point to say that true federalism is necessary at this juncture of our political and democratic evolution. At a time when some few privileged individuals and groups have chosen to exploit and manipulate the ethnic and religious fault lines for seeking personal and partisan advantage, we need to build bridges across the different divides and instill faith in the unity and indivisibility of one Nigeria.
People a point of reasoning in the sense that perhaps the first time you will hear the president talk about issues of federalism, perhaps leading to a conversation around restructuring. Is the president thinking about that? And is the APC government thinking along that line? Don't forget there was a committee of the APC on true federalism. That's another conversation for another day. But let's tell you about some other political stories that we're following for you on our political roundup.
President Muhammadu Buhari has revealed the strategy adopted in removing the then ruling People's Democratic Party from office, saying it is a piece of history that should be documented. According to President Buhari, who spoke at an award ceremony in his honor in Abuja, unity and great sacrifice went into the merger that bettered the All Progressives Congress in 2014. The event, organized by the Progressives Governors Forum, also recognized the contributions of his governors to the party and support for the president. The Court of Appeal Abuja Division has voided the suspension of Justice Walter Onoge as the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Chairman, National Judicial Council (NJC), as well as Chairman of the Federal Judicial Service Commission, on the grounds that the order given by the CCC violates his fundamental human rights to fair hearing. The appellate court held that the way the order for the suspension was issued was shrouded in secrecy and raised questions. Justice Stephen Adja, in a judgment in one of the 4 appeals filed by Justice Onogen, held that justice must not be shrouded in secrecy as done in the granting of the ex parte application. The court, however, refused to make any order against the suspension because his trial had been concluded and that an appeal on the substantive matter is pending before the court. Faulting the suspension, the court held that it was wrong for merit of a substantive matter to be taken at an interlocutory stage. The governor of Kano State, Abdullahi Ganduje, has denied allegations that the creation of additional emirates in the state is not done to settle any personal scores with anyone. Governor Ganduje, in an interview, said the exercise was carried out to make the traditional stool more effective. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has asked the Federal High Court Ikoyi to further adjourn the fraud case against ex-governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, and his company, Spotless. The prosecuting counsel, Rotimi Jacobs, asked for an adjournment based on the fact that his 14th witness, Mr. Olawale Aladigbola, was showing signs of being a hostile witness. The presiding judge, Justice Mojisola Olatorego, after listening to the arguments of both counsels, agreed to adjourn proceedings and continue with the examination of the witness on the 14th of May. Mr. Fayose and his company, Spotless Limited, are facing an 11-count charge of conspiracy and alleged money laundering.